What up? What up? What up? What's going on, everybody? Nitro family, RC family. What's up? We just sitting up here tonight. Just want to discuss a few things with my family. Check in, make sure everybody all right, and just seeing what everybody got coming up as far as racing, bashing. See what everybody's up to. That's all. What y'all up to tonight? Just got a little. Just got a few questions to discuss with my RC family, with my Nitro family. What's up, y'all? What's going on? You all right? What y'all up to tonight? What y'all up to? But yeah. Zach, what's going on, baby boy? What's up? That's my partner right there, boy. Zach, what you up to? You still rolling, Zach? Or you made it to the house? What up, y'all? What y'all up to tonight? Zach, you still on the truck or you at the house? Or watching some football? Okay. Ask you, what's going on, P? Don't talk. Don't do it. Pete, we got to talk about it, man. We got to talk about it with my family, man. Oh, Zach, you at the crib? Okay. Okay. Cool. But yeah, P, man. Shoot, all right. Hey, if y'all want to jump in, had this discussion. I'm about to put the link in the description box down here in the chat box. And if y'all want to jump in, jump in. But we're gonna get a few more people in here, and then I'm gonna put the link in the box, in the chat box. So we got 7 folks checking in. That's cool. We get a few more. We get 10 in here. Y'all share this. We get 10 people in here, then I'm gonna go ahead on and break this thing down. Then we're gonna have a little discussion. I'm gonna show y'all a clip, see what y'all think about it. We got 6. We get 10. We get 10 folks. Then we're gonna go ahead on and have this family meeting. It's just a family meeting. P. It's just a family meeting. That's all it is. That's all it is. That's all it is. We're just gonna talk about some things. Pro tips. Yeah, P, we'll talk about that too. Pro tips. Buying a camper. All that. We get 10 folks in here. Y'all share this. Trying to get 10 people in here. And then I'll go ahead on and break this thing down and we'll talk about what's really going on in RC. Get y'all opinion on things about a few things. That's it. Queen, what's up with you? Queen, you had a good day today? I hope you did. I hope you did. So yeah, okay. We got 10. Okay, we got 10 folks in here. So all right. Tonight I just want to talk about like P said, yeah, I want to talk about our race costs, our entry fees, our cost to get to races, just when race fees are too high, when the race fee is taken away from the fun of the hobby. Just gonna talk about all that, break all that down. So okay, Queen. Oh, you had a good day. That's good. That's good. That's good. But yeah, y'all. I want to also show y'all a clip. I'm gonna show y'all a clip. I'm gonna show y'all the clip about AMS. And I want y'all to see, and I want y'all to tell me what y'all think about this. I'm gonna say this like this. They go on great races. I just came back from weekend. It was a great race. Everything was smooth. It's a lot of competition, a lot of good exposure. A great race, hands down. I can't say nothing else. I can't say nothing less. He does throw on great races. PNB. We went up there to Tennessee. Well, I met a lot of my Nitro family up there. Then came in down on weekend. This couple of weekend before this past weekend before last, and had a great time. Met a lot more of my my Nitro family down there too, and I can't say much more. I had to give him a big hand clap because he put on a great event, man. But I still want to talk to my family and see what y'all think about this right here. I'll put a link to jump in if anybody want to come in and just talk, on camera. Just talk with me. I'm gonna put a link in the chat box. Y'all click on that. But I'm finna play this clip. I want y'all to just give me your honest feedback to this clip I'm about to play. All right, here you go. I'm finna put it in here. I'm finna hook it up. All right. Let's see. All right, here you go, y'all.
Hey everyone, Dave Lycum, Racetime Entertainment, and welcome to the 2021 Alabama Manufacturers Shootout format video release. So we have a lot of cool, exciting things planned for the 2021 AMS, including a brand new format. Very excited to release this format. We've been working on this for well over a year. I want to give a huge shout out to the entire Racetime crew, and even Joseph Corgrain has been in on the conversation on how we can produce a really, really awesome format.
Just want to get y'all opinion on this. Y'all listen.
So the Alabama Manufacturers Shootout is November 11th through the 14th. It's a 4-day event, and we're going to break down what each day consists of format-wise. And that way you guys have a full understanding of how the format works, what kind of track time you're going to get, and just the overall experience that you're going to have moving forward. On November 11th, Thursday, that is our practice day. All 3 practice rounds are controlled. So we will have all of the heat set up prior to the event. That way you know exactly when you're going to practice. All 3 rounds are going to be 5 minutes each. That last round, round 3 of practice, is going to be our seeding round. So that's when you're actually going to be judged on your time and then put in the proper qualifying order for Friday. So moving along to Friday, November 12th, that will be our qualifying day. We're going to do 3 5-minute rounds of qualifying, with a guaranteed 2-minute warm up. And what we're going to do is take the best 2 out of 3 rounds. But here's the cool thing. Instead of doing your overall time, we're going to take your 3 fastest consecutive laps. I think what this does is it adds excitement to the qualifying process. It makes guys want to hang it out a little bit more, not be so conservative, and we really get to see who the fastest guys are out there on the track. Something that's not been done a lot in the United States. We're super excited to bring this to the AMS. So we're going to do 3 consecutive fast laps, and then we're taking the best 2 out of 3 rounds. We'll combine your times. That will be your your time that we use to put you into the mains. Okay, that brings us to November 13th, Saturday. This is where it gets really, really fun. So after qualifying, we have established all of the mains, right? So we're going to take all those mains, and then you're going to run the super pole round. So let's say that you're in the B main, okay? We're going to run all of the B guys together for a 10-minute shootout race. We take the winner of the B and we drop him right into the A. He gets an instant transfer straight to the A main. Everybody else in that B race is racing for the final grid position for the B main on Sunday. I hope that makes sense. It's actually not too complicated. It's a lot of heads-up racing, and it's going to be some great battles for the top guys to try to get an instant transfer into the upper main. For example, if we're running the C's, the winner of the C is instantly going to be transferred to the B on Sunday, and then the rest of the guys are then battling for that overall grid position for the mains on Sunday. We are really, really excited about the Super Pole format. It's going to add a ton of exciting racing. Not only are you battling out for the overall grid position in your main, but you're also battling it out for an instant transfer to the next main up. So it's going to be exciting. People are going to be pushing real hard. It's going to be great to broadcast that on Live RC. Lance, I know, is going to kill it on the mic. There's going to be some great battles. Really, really looking forward to it. And I think it's going to be a crowd favorite. So after we're done with the Super Pole round, we moved right into running some of the lower mains on Saturday afternoon and into the early evening. The cool thing about having a capped race is that we're able to allow for longer mains. I'm about to blow your mind when I tell you this, but all Nitro lower mains are going to be 30 minutes in length, okay? So the C mains, the B mains, you all get 30 minutes. Now, the A mains, ready for this? A mains are 45 minutes. We're going to have 45-minute finals across the board for all Nitro classes. So I'm very excited to announce that. Tons of heads-up racing, tons of overall track time. So moving on to the electrics. I know you guys are wondering what you're going to get in the electric classes. So we're excited to announce that all lower electric mains are going to be double 10-minute mains. Super excited to offer that. In all of our other events, we're just doing single 10s. In this event, you're going to do double mains. Now, the A mains, it'll all be triple. So you'll get triple runs for the A main guys. So triple 10 minutes for the A main guys, double 10 minutes for all of the lower mains. For the 2021 AMS, we are also excited to be offering a more in-depth live RC broadcast, complete with more moving cameras and driver interviews. All right, guys, so many of you are wondering how registration is going to work. That is going to go live September 1st at 8 p.m. on RC Signup. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take the first 25 in all of the pro classes, and then we're going to take the first 35 in all of the other classes. You have to be paid in order to secure a spot. So even if you put your name on RC Signup and didn't pay, you're not going to be counted in. You must register, you must be paid, and that guarantees you a spot in the 2021 AMS. We want to thank all of our incredible sponsors that support all of the race time events. Without these guys, we couldn't do what we do. They're the best in the industry, and we're so happy to have them on board. A huge shout out to Absolute Hobbies, J Concepts, Techno RC, Team Losi Racing, VP Racing Fuel.
Okay. With all that being said, all that been explained, so is that worth $150 at entry? Not 150 for 2 entries, not 150. Then the second entry, 20% off, or second entry, $50. If you register an entry, if you run 2 classes, that's going to be $300. So, with all that been said, get here at it. What's up, bro? Is that worth it? With all the live RC, all the track time, all that, is it still worth it? The event is for 4 days. So a guy like me, like I said before we started all this, I'm a working man, and I know every race ain't for me, and I know I got every right not to go. But just for myself, I know to attend this event, I have to take off Thursday for practice. Miss Friday. That's 2 days of work days right there. Miss Friday. Miss Friday.
What up?
What up, Zach? But yeah, I had to miss Friday. I missed Thursday worth of work day, or Friday worth of work money. You know what I'm saying? And then turn around and pay $150. And I run trucky too. So if I want to run 2 classes, I done missed 2 days worth of work pay, and then turn around and pay $300 for 2 classes. If I just run one, with that $150 gonna be tough too. Then I still gotta eat. I still gotta eat to get there. So I still gotta eat. I still gotta get gas to get there first, and then get a hotel room, and then gotta eat, and then gotta come back home, gas to get back home with. You know what I'm saying?
Can I keep it real, bro?
I'm just asking y'all. Like I said, Dave, cool guy with me. You know what I'm saying? I got no problems with him. He put on great events. But
can I keep it real?
How much is too much?
Can I keep it real?
Go ahead, Zach. Hey, if y'all want to jump in, I'm gonna put the link in the chat box. But man, Zach, take the floor, Zach. What you think about this, man?
Listen.
What you think?
So basically what he's saying is he's doubling the price of the event. So he's making the same money as if it was double the amount of people, right? So he's making the same money that he's going to make more money than he made from Wicked Weekend the other weekend when we were down there. Because there wasn't even, let's see, at 320, that'd be 640 entries. There wasn't 640 entries at the Wicked Weekend, right?
Right.
So he's actually making more money, having to do less because there's less racers. And then you got to think about this too. That means that you ain't got to have near as many people there working because you ain't got nowhere near as many trailers and stuff. You ain't got to have the same amount of vendors. He's cutting his cost in half.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's cool, and that's a part of being true enough. That's a part of being a businessman. And if people want to pay that, cool. That's cool. Yeah, but if we looking at it as we trying to get people in the hobby, we trying to get these kids to be interested in it and come off of Xbox, you know what I'm saying, come off the PlayStations all the time and go outside and try something new. Is this we understand this ain't for everybody. This for the hardcore racers, but
that's the problem right there. It should be for everybody. If it's not for everybody, why do you have the class structure? Why do you have open sportsman? Why do you have 12 different classes? Because that's making it for everybody, right?
I mean, I would think just looking at how he got everything set up for as like each class, you want the sportsman guy to come. You want the guy that's new to come. You know what I'm saying?
So he's asking everybody to come, but he don't want to make it affordable for everybody to come.
So ain't that a contradiction though?
That's a big contradiction. If that's the case, then you should just run buggy, e-buggy, truggy, and e-truggy. There shouldn't be any of this other class pandering stuff. There shouldn't be any of this other, seclusion that they like to create. If that's the case, then if everybody spend the same money, there should be driver intros for everybody. There should be the whole 9 yards. If I'm paying $150, then I expect to be treated like royalty in that joker.
So if we pay 150, do you think we ought to have at least fans? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
something.
I mean, okay. This is what for 150 he offering. He offered we gonna get if you go, we gonna get a t-shirt and 10 free raffle tickets for coming. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Is that I'm the racer that's kind of, just say I'm new. I don't know nothing. I'm coming in and
listen
I'm coming to this race. I'm saying, Zach, you've been racing for a while. I'm new. Okay, I want to go to this race called AMS, and it sounds like a good thing. They say we get a whole lot of track time in, and it's we ain't gonna be there that long, and it's gonna be just 320 people, and we're gonna get a whole lot of A and B main, if you know what I'm saying, run time and stuff like that, and we gonna get for entering it. We gonna get a t-shirt and 10 raffle tickets. So I'm ready to go, bro. What you think about it?
Man, I think that sounds like a lot of cap to me.
Well, see what's up, man.
Man, look, I'm gonna keep it a
GWT. What's up?
I'm gonna keep it 100% real with you, bro. Just thinking about it, that's basically on the same scale in terms of money as racing Aurora National.
It's the Royal National. Do the Royal Nationals cost that much to enter?
Heck yeah. Okay. So now
916 VP, you in here?
I'm here. I'm listening.
Okay.
Let me ask you this. Well, go ahead. What is it? What do you think it's worth for Zach?
I'll tell you, for me, as a guy who races a lot and who races a lot of prestigious races, as they call them.
Yeah.
I'm not paying over $80 to race nobody's race that I feel like I'm getting taken advantage of. If the what do they say? If the gift isn't worth the gander, I mean, you could offer me all the track time in the world, but if you think about it, all he really did was take Josh's idea and he adjusted it a little bit. If you go,
so you feel like $80 is what it's worth. What it should be, $80.
$80 is still high to me, but like I would pay 80. You can ask. I mean, like, and you got to think. I race 3, 4, or 5 classes, depending on the weekend. I run a lot of stuff.
All right, and so $150. That's a lot of money right there. That's a lot. I get it. But put it like this. Let me just put it like this.
Go ahead.
So I went to DNC and Silver State, right? And I ran one class. Okay, one class.
Go ahead.
I'm a new guy. I'm one class, right?
Go ahead.
So at DNC it was $90. I believe Silver State was $100, but they're pretty much the same. So
And y'all hit that thumbs up. Y'all hit this thumbs up and share it.
And when I tell you that I paid $100, right?
Mike,
And you know
what's
how
up,
much
Mike?
total, and then how much total time I have on the track? If I told you I had 38 minutes total track time that I was there at DNC and Silver State. 38 minutes total. That's including practice, qualified, and mains, right? And I paid $150. You know, tell you the truth, it wasn't worth it. I was like, damn, I'm out here 5 days. You know, hotel fee was over $1,000 at Silver State, right? And food and traveling costs, you know, and all that right there, you know, 38 minutes, you know what I mean? And if somebody told me, yo, you paid another $50, you get all this time to race to even, you know, you get all this extra time, you know what? I would pay that. I would pay that based on, you know, it's one of these races where it's an experience. You know, you go there, you see the top guys, and if you want to race with the top guys, you're gonna have to pay.
Man, listen. So I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, but you race in 6 classes, so that's different. You know what I mean?
Listen, I'm gonna keep it real with you. So I race against the top guys a lot, right?
All right.
And I literally always bring new guys to the track. And they always want to experience these races because 70% of these big races, and the only reason I know this is because I ran a track for a while. 70% of these huge races are right here in the Southeast. Literally, AMS, Wicked Weekend, Psycho Nitro, SIC.
Yeah.
And those 4, Blue Ridge Nats. Like, there's a lot of big races here, right?
But yeah, okay. And back to 916 VP, you paid $150 and say where was the races at now? Silver State,
DNC and Silver State.
Silver State.
I paid $100.
You paid $100 to run in Vegas, and you paid $100 to run out in Cali. $90
can be at DNC. $90. Yep,
bro. But
you paid $90 to run at in California.
Yes,
I spent $200 for that easy
at Thunder Alley. You know what I'm saying?
I'll spend $200 to run at Thunder Alley.
Exactly. That's my thing. And they had the same. They had what, live RC at both of them with moving cameras on the little line. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You could see the whole track too, couldn't you?
Yeah.
So
for 90.
Yes.
Man, you sound like you got a good deal.
No. What I'm saying, no, based on what the AMS is talking about, you getting 30-minute mains. You know what I mean? 30-minute mains. I'm you know, you do all that stuff out there, and if you're not in the A main, like let's say if you was in the B, C, or you know me, I was at the bottom of the barrel. You get 10 minutes. That's it. Get up out of here. You're done. You know what I mean?
And with this, to get at least 30 minutes, you got to at least make the B main. You know what I'm saying?
No, you have to make the A main. There ain't no B main. There's for these races, you have to be in the A main. So what I'm trying to say is that, like,
for AMS to get 30, you got at least, I think, to make the B.
No, all of them's getting 30.
All
the mains getting 30.
Okay,
you all get 30, except for the A main. The A mains get the 45 minutes, but I'm just saying that you know, those 2 big races. Now, and those, don't get me wrong, the experience is fun, stuff like that. But I never really had, you know, I mean, all that money I spent, I got 38 minutes total.
Listen, bro, I'm gonna keep it real. If you want the experience of that huge race and you're brand new, I would tell you just go watch it. Don't race it, watch it. Because if you focus it on getting track time, go club race.
I get that, but you know, these are the big races. You go there to have fun, see the top people, and you know, really having fun, and also, you know, you get to see what it's like to be on a real national track, you know, a big track that's, you know, people from around the world or around the states is being at, you know. That's how you really gauge yourself. You know, you could be the local pro, the local expert, and dominate every day of the week. But as soon as you step to the big stage, this is where you have to pay to go to the big stage and see where you gauge at as far as where you at in the nation, against top guys. You know what I'm talking about? And for me, $150, it is a lot. It is a lot. If you're running 6 classes, you got plenty of track time. To be honest, when I went out there, I only had 1 class. I only had 38 minutes total. You know what I'm saying? If I had another, if they told me if you pay another $50, you would get a 30-minute main and some extra time on, to run on the track or to be racing on the track, I would pay that. Compared to what I've been through,
it's cost you $0. And
for what?
He said, what do they want to watch in terms of money? I was planning on going to meet some of you.
Yeah.
It's free to come watch, come check it out. It's cool.
Yeah.
They always have stands and they always have concessions and stuff like that.
LGWT was asking,
But back to what you were saying.
Wade, what's up, MT Wade?
I get what you're saying, bro. I do. All I'm telling you is you're talking about, for one, the Southeast is super poor. No matter how you look at it, it's very, very poor. The amount of money that $150 in South and North Carolina and Georgia or Alabama is a lot of money compared to $150 in Arizona, California.
I know, I get it, and it's true, very true.
But my thing is, you paid 90. You know what I'm saying? And I totally get it, 916. You said you still got 30 minutes total of track time. And here, if you, like I said, if we make whatever main you make, you'll get at least 30 minutes if in the main races, and then plus your qualifier. So it's more time, but you still got to calculate in, saying the cost of getting there plus your hotel, and then if you run more than 1 class, that's double. You know what I'm saying? That's $300. You know what I'm saying?
It is. And let's just be straight about this right now.
Okay.
This hobby right here is not cheap.
It ain't cheap.
And for anybody to say we can be out here on a budget, no, you're not. Yeah, let's just keep it real. If you want to be
you can do it. You can do it.
Sometimes some might competitive and want to be, it's expensive. Even the local races, right? I'm running, it's $30 to even do a local race. You know what I'm saying? $30 plus a set of tires. You know what I mean? A set of tires. That's if you buy, and if you ain't got deals or sponsorship, it's $70 a set. So that's $100 right there. I'm driving 2.5 hours to where I got to go. That's about $40 some in gas there and back. You know what I'm saying? So that's $150 already for just a local race. And that's not talking about food. We're talking about $20 of food, so that's $170. And then they're not including anything that breaks. That's over $200. That's just $200. That's just to go out for a local club race.
But so I hear what you're saying. But the people here, bro, they run the same race. I mean, they run the same tires for a month and a half. You know what I'm saying? like. I've been so I compete on the pro level everywhere I go. Bro, I've had the same 12 sets of tires in my bag since what was the last race we were at, Corey? Not this past one, but the one before that.
What was it? Psycho Nitro, then
bro, I've had the same 12 sets in my bag since then.
I mean, you can do it. You can do it,
sets, bro. 12 sets. You talking about 12 sets? At retail, $70 a piece. So you telling me that you could do that on a budget?
I mean,
12 sets?
Yeah, when I'm not having to buy them, I race on them every weekend.
I'm just saying, it's 12 sets. If you pay retail, you're probably close to $1,000 right there.
That's true, but then again, you got to pay that $1,000.
$1,000, bro,
plus. If you ain't even
12 sets, bro, that's a lot of tires.
If you sponsor, you still
no, I get it. You sponsor, right. I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
Like this is not a cheap hobby. It's not.
That's not my point. My point is just, dude, if you've ever seen me drive, I literally drive harder than anybody you probably ever seen. and I still have tires that I can run in main events for 30 minutes, and they not wear that bad. Like I don't know what kind of dirt y'all got out there, but
it depends. We just want to stay on the subject. The subject is the entry fee. It's the entry. When this is enough, and when it's just too much. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my thing was if you okay, 916 VP. Just say if you had a son, and you know your boy gonna want to be with dad and go race. You know what I'm saying?
I get it, and it really boils down to this: if you don't want to pay, don't pay it. Don't go, right? But if you want to go, it's like you have to pay to play, right? And
that's true.
Yeah, $150 a lot. It is, but if you don't want to pay it, then don't go.
I hear what you're saying about that, but at the same time, that mindset, right? If you want to pay, you got to pay to play, right?
Yeah,
so that's like me telling this little kid coming into the hobby who's got a cheap knockoff 4-wheel drive buggy. Hey man, you ain't gonna win with that. It ain't even no point in you being out here trying to race that raggedy piece of
well, if you want to
pay to play. I'm just keeping it real with you.
That's true.
No. If these people out here, I tell them straight up, like, yo, you got a ready run. If you want to really compete out here, you got to get a race kit. That's the truth.
Bruh, you can win with a ready run too, though.
You can really, but the ready run can only take you so far.
Nah, bro. I'm just telling you, man. Like,
but and the truth is,
I get here at it. I get here. Go ahead.
It's like,
go ahead.
It's like I'm always helping the new guy. I'm a race indoor. People are coming in with Traxxas Slash, and I'm always helping them. Like, it's cool. Hey, if that's all you can afford, that's cool. I'm not disputing that. You know what I mean? But when they got a race for $150, I'm not telling you, yo, you know what I mean? If you want to go, you can pay $150 and go. If you don't, then you don't. You know what I mean? But for me,
so
I like if I were to go, let's say I wanted to go to Silver State, I knew it was $100 entry fee, and I knew it was gonna cost me $1,000 in hotel fees and so forth. So like $2,000, right? I knew that coming into I knew that I didn't have to pay it, but if I wanted to go and wanted to be racing at these events, that's the cost, right?
I get ahead. Yeah, I'll go ahead.
Well, how can I, I wish it was cheaper. Don't get me wrong. I wish, a lot of things are cheaper, you know what I mean? But, it seems like that's the norm now, $100 entry fee, you know what I mean? And the only way to boycott it is to know and nobody goes. That's the truth. But whether we go or not, that 300 some people is going to be there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not downing Dave for, being the businessman that he is. But my thing is,
he's making money. That's for sure.
You know what I'm saying? When enough is enough. Okay, they do. Okay, they sell out, which it's gonna sell out because it's new and everybody want to go to the big races and be around the pros and stuff like that. And the cap is 350, so half of that's gonna be the pros anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
bro,
what says next year they might be like, man, since we had live RC and this and that, we might go up to 200 entry. You know what I'm saying? Nuclear Crypto.
And really,
you know what I'm saying?
Nuclear, quit hating, bro.
But the only person that can really boycott that is us, the racers, to not go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like if we go, we support it basically.
Nuclear Crypto can definitely attest to this. Nuclear, tell them how many tires I had at the race, bro.
Nuclear Crypto said, quicker plane and do more trucking. Go and get your money right.
Bro, he's the biggest hater I know.
But yeah,
he was cool though.
We met him down there.
He's hilarious, bro.
Weekend. Yeah, he hilarious, man. He a cool cat. Crypto, we're glad to see you doing better, man. I know you had that car accident. Good to see you.
Boy, he had some rough luck the other weekend, didn't he?
But he came on. Yeah, that's a trooper right there for real. Soldier right there for real.
Look, bro, 150,
yeah.
150 too much money. I don't care where you at.
It's a lot of money. It is a lot of money.
Okay. So put this in.
And that's why I'm not going. You know what I mean? Well, it's gonna cost too much for me to go over there and hotels and all that and rent a car. It wouldn't be worth.
Exactly. Like I said,
even if it was $50, I wouldn't go. The outside cost of that's gonna cost just as much. You know what I'm talking about?
But that's gonna be super high for you, VP. You coming from West Coast, even though it's gonna be West Coast people there. Majority of them, pretty much gonna be the pros, which they stuff already paid for. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. You know what I mean? But for me, I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to do things on the cheap. I run my tires 2-3 times. As long as they got a little tread on, I'm running them. Don't get me wrong. But you know what I mean? Even the local race, it's expensive.
Yeah.
Like I said, $30 entry fee. Set of tires. Let's say you buy one brand new set of tires for that race. That's $100 off top, and a whole day of missing work or whatever. It's it's not cheap. That's all I can say.
That's what I hear what you're saying.
See, that's what my boy Lil Chili said. He said at the end of the day, competition side of any hobby is going to be more expensive than the fun. I'm just doing it because he like it, and it's the side of the hobby. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Well, I tell people, they tell me why I'm dumping all this money into it, right? And I tell them, I said, well, any hobby that you do to extreme, meaning that, like let's say you do mountain biking, you can get $150 bike, but you out and people that's extreme, they got $10,000 bikes, right?
Right.
Like pedal bikes, mountain to ride on to pedal their bikes in the mountain, $10,000 bikes, And so, or car stereo, anything you can go with the flea market stuff, or you could go to the extreme and pay that $20,000 stereo system in your car. Well, and same thing for RC car. We can get the cheaper ready to run stuff or whatever, and still have fun and get the same excitement. But once you get to this extreme where you want to race and be competitive, it's pretty pricey. And instead of bashing in your front yard for 15 minutes, going home, you done. You spending a whole day out there traveling and a hotel. It's pretty expensive. Any hobby.
I feel what you're saying. I feel you, but to what extent though? It's just
whatever finance you're comfortable with. You know what I mean? Like if I had unlimited finance, I'm everywhere, right? But I got a limitation as far as what I want to spend, and that's what anybody. When you do anything, you got to have your limitations. There's limitations as far as
I'll keep it 100% real with you. EKJ know how I am, man. If I want something, I will spend money on it. I do not care.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If they really want something, they gonna spend to get it. But
if you really want AMS, you'll spend it.
Okay, so think about this.
Okay.
So I help a few people come to these big races, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A few people, I pay for their entry fees. Do you think they're going to AMS?
No, you already know they're not gonna go.
But see, that's my point.
My thing is, just say we going. We all us race hard. We all know how to race and everything. And what's the value of the race program? So are we paying just because we get more? Should we, just because it's a new format, should we pay for that new format? Which, I mean, why do we got to pay for runtime? I mean, this ain't like go rent a RC car and drive it for such and such time. This ain't like we going to practice. If they charging for format and track time, then how come when you go practice they don't charge for you practice for an hour? So how come the practice fees don't be $50? We practice all day. You know what I'm saying? If they charge for that,
That just
Well,
tells you. That just tells you that
It's just an excuse.
in
You know what I'm
his
saying?
head, he's got a
it's
dollar amount that he needs to hit.
it's still an event. Let's just put it like this.
All
It's
right, let
still
me
an
help you
event,
out.
regardless of what it
Right.
costs. Or something. It's still an event, and let's say even if he charged $200 or whatever, right?
Mhm.
If people are willing to go, our opinions don't matter. We're or us three. Let's say us three said, "Nah, we're not boycotting it. We're not gonna go." And if there's 350 people, there, regardless of what we say, it really. I'm not saying our voice don't
I got
matter,
what
but
you're
it
saying.
really
And that's
don't.
what I said from the beginning. If the bottom line, that's the bottom line. If it's too much, then you probably you got to chill out to the next race or to yeah. That's the bottom
But
line.
Okay,
but
so
to me,
looking
like,
at it, right?
like what I'm saying is that based on what I've done at DNC and Silver State, paying that extra $50 to get that extra run time, I would gladly pay it just because I've already been to it and known that what I got out of it. I would gladly pay $50. I would gladly pay $100 to get that extra 20 minutes on the racetrack to have fun and race. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay,
I would
just-
gladly pay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Based
so
on what I've got, based on what I've gotten before from the two big races. That's
I
just
feel
me.
what you're saying. Okay,
Yeah.
so Corey, how
Yeah.
much you got there late Friday night last time, right?
Yeah, I got Late
Okay,
Friday
and
night.
I got there Thursday night. I had probably 15 times the amount of track time that Corey had because they basically the time thing and saying the amount of track time is a gimmick. I practiced from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. last time. That's enough practice. I had enough practice to drive all three of my cars, tune all three of my cars at least 5 times, bro. I'm telling you, I've never had that much practice in my life. Think about at SIC. How much practice did you get? I got on the stand 4 times before we started qualifying, bro.
SIC, I got plenty of practice time. You know what I'm saying? It's just
that's my point. That's my whole point. And you're closer to SIC, right?
Right. And I'm close. I'm right here in the same time as AMS. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. But that's my point. That's my whole point. And I was closer to this last race, right? So I got there earlier than you did, and I got that practice time in. Now, looking at the numbers, right? So if at 320 entries, you multiply that by that 150, that puts you at right under 50 G's. That's 48 racks. Now, if you think about it, he always gets how many entries? Right at 700 or so entries.
That's true. He get his money.
So 320 multiplied by 2 is 640. So he's guaranteeing himself that allotted money. Now, how do you make up for doubling the charge? You got to give him double the racing. I mean, what else can you do? If you're cutting the people in half, you got to double the racing.
Well, if we're talking in that case, to like
we're in RC, yeah.
The truth is, it sounds like me.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna be straight. I'm a straight up guy, right? It sounds like we hate, man. We are, man.
Man,
he's gonna
far
get his
from
money.
a hater, bro. I help out too many people.
I get it.
To be paying that much money for any type of racing. I can race my big car cheaper than that, and I can make money doing it.
And he sees a market where people are willing to pay $150, right? Yep. It's a business thing, right?
That's what I said. That's what I said from the beginning. Before we started this live, I said I understand it's a business thing. David, businessman.
And it's a business thing. Now we're talking about a new person, person that wants to go to a big race, or somebody that don't have money it's a little expensive, but the truth is, like, it's a business thing.
Yeah.
It's like these country clubs. They charge you, like, if you go to this exclusive $100,000 a year membership card, I mean, yeah, well, I want to go up in there, but I ain't got no 100,000 a year, thing to go into these country clubs. So, I can only go to the local strip club, and I can match my money like that. But man,
Yeah, I got it.
It's a business thing, People they throw these big races and they charge however they want because there's a market for it, And for the new people, yeah, it's tough for the new people or the people that wants to go. It's just a little too pricey. And
how many kits can you buy with your entry fee, Corey?
Man, I know I can buy just $100 shy of a nitro buggy for real. My regular entry fee is I run buggy and truck, so that's $300 for me. You know what I'm saying? That's $300. Kit is what, probably about $6, really about $6. You know what I'm saying? Close to $5 or $6. So I only $100 shy of a new kit if I run buggy and truck it. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that
Zach running six classes though. How much is that?
See, you know what I'm saying? And then it's a guy that called into Radio Impound, just had a podcast last night, and one guy called in and said he's gonna pay about $900 for just him and his two boys to race, because they run 3 classes each. But his two boys, you know what I'm saying? For his two boys, and they running 3 classes each. That's $900. You know what I'm saying, for them to run. And on top of that, you know what I'm saying. But the thing is we may sound like we hating, but when is the race is gonna get? We go there. We got to bring our own tables. We got to bring our own air compressors. We got to bring.
You get more money celebration.
No, I get that, and it's down to supply and demand. If you got if you got people willing to pay 150, you know what I mean.
Yeah. I'm just saying, where your value at? When the race is gonna get that value?
Well, everything got a value. It can put like this. Let's say set of tires is $70, right? But if this company, if they're not selling no tires, they gonna it's just like these events. If they're not selling no tickets, they're gonna have to eventually lower down the price. But if they're sold out every time, right? And it's just a business. It's just a business.
Right, let me fix what you just said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
The last race we were at, Wicked Weekend, it was not sold out. There's a reason he put a cap on these entries.
That's right. That's true.
How many people was at Wicked Weekend?
Nowhere near as many that were at Sick, and nowhere near as many that were at Psycho.
It's we had probably about 500 entries.
Well, those type of races, like I said right there, So let's say they lowered it. How much was the entry fee?
What?
Bro, I don't even know. I'd just be paying it, to be honest with you.
It was $80. $80.
Even if they went down $50, would that number change, or would that be a lot more people coming?
Bro, you got to think here.
It would be more people.
80 is a lot of money.
It'd be more people coming if it was 50.
You're talking about, all right, so I'll put this in perspective. You talking about at these races, you have kids that'll come up to guys like myself and say, "Hey man, are you gonna keep this set of tires you got?" Because they want to use them. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these people don't have that much money. A lot of us are very. I'm
the same way. I'll go up and like, you throw these tires away. Let me get those.
I mean, I've done it. I did it to Mayfield.
I still do it now.
I'm just saying, man. I know one kid.
If we want to make this more friendly for the I don't know. You know what I mean? You just tell them, hey, you just gonna have to save up when you know what I mean? That's the truth about it. You know what I mean? There's no cheap way about it. This is an expensive hobby, and I get it, and I was there, or a lot of people was there, a lot of kids out here, just play in the streets. Well, if you know what I mean? and play in the streets or go to the local race or the club race. They don't have to go.
Bro.
like Bob RC said right here. You know what I'm saying? If they advertise the event and charge admission for spectators, they won't have to charge the races so much for the entry fees. You know what I'm saying? But then if they did that, and like Dave got access to have, the big thing is if you're gonna charge this, make the atmosphere worth it. Bring people in, have the pros,
it's not gonna
have the pros sign, you know what I'm saying? Have a pro the pro had them like in a line or whatever.
No, it's not gonna work. It's too long of a day.
It's not. Spectators walk down there and get the pros. You can look at the pros' cars. You can get them to sign your little pamphlet or whatever. If you have that attraction.
Do you know how many people walk around the pits at these events? A lot. Literally, people just walk around and talk to you.
Yes.
The whole day.
Yeah.
So if they had something that attract them, okay, they walk through, they see the pros, they come in, and all the pros are right there as soon as they come in. They look at all the cars. They're gonna have a lot of questions. All the little kids gonna be amazed at the cars anyway, the cars and the trucks, electric or nitro, either one. You know what I'm saying? Have the cars out there looking good. This can be before the race start, or you know what I'm saying, or something like that. Have a little like a little postcard or something telling you about the race, and get the racers to sign it, you know what I'm saying, give a little autograph, and then you may give them a little something, a little trinket, a little thank you for coming to the race, and they sit up in the stand.
Nah, it's not gonna work.
All right, so
you give them something worth something.
I'll prove that wrong right now. If you've ever been to Shake and Bake RC Raceway, S&B RC, they had Wicked Weekend down there last year. That track is right there beside a highway. Do you know how many people stop by when the track is racing?
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody.
Yes.
I get that, but
the hobby connection in Easley. I get I wish
charging for admission fees. We're trying to bring people in.
But you don't even have to do that. You got concessions. You can just upcharge all the concessions to make up for the money, bro. People gotta buy drinks. People gotta buy food.
If you treat it, that's what Kenan be saying. If we treat it professional, if we treat it, you ain't got to charge like $5 to come in. You know what I'm saying, or something like that.
$3, it don't matter.
No, you can't charge nobody to come in. We're over struggling to get people to come in. You know,
but they charging us $150 entry.
Well, that's because we want to race in these big events. You have to pay.
But if
all right, so
advertising,
you sound like you're talking
Dave,
more like a fan though than someone that's actually in it.
No, because the thing is that I'm looking at it all sides. I'm not taking sides as far as the race or the spectator. I'm just looking at it as, straight up. This is how you see it from both sides.
So what about all those giveaways, that they get given, and then he's giving out them 10 free raffle tickets, but he also sells he also sells one raffle ticket for $10. What about that?
You don't have to buy it.
That's not my point. My point is, me and Corey and everybody in here who was there witness how much money he made off them raffle tickets.
Yeah. Hey, if y'all want to jump in the conversation, I'm putting the link in the chat box. Just hit the link in the chat box. Anybody just want to jump in?
What he makes, that's his business. That's his, that had no business with me. No business. Only business that is from me is that, do I want to pay $150 to go race this race? That's the truth. Now, if we sit there and criticize it, you see what I'm saying? Now, if we sit there and criticize Microsoft, Bill Gates, or all these billionaires, come on, it's the same thing. How much they make, or how much the owner makes, that's his business. That has nothing to do with it.
But that's not the same thing. That's after the oranges. Go ahead.
Do you know what drives the tire prices in the hobby? I can tell you what drives the tire prices in the hobby.
Us, the racers.
No, these events. You want me to tell you how I know this?
Okay. Yes.
So I got a pretty high level sponsorship for tires.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I know how many tires they sell at events. And I've got a few good buddies on the other side with another tire company that can tell you how many tires they sell at an event also. Bro, they sell more tires at these events than anything. Go into Rhino's trailer. Corey knows who Rhino is.
Yeah.
Go into his trailer. Look at how many tires he has sitting on the shelf that ain't in no bag.
You can go in any of those hobby shops and see how many tires they got. They make a killing.
Yeah, but
that's what we need though. That's
and I'm not saying that that's bad. All I'm saying is the more the events go up in pricing, everything else goes up in pricing. And the only reason I know this is because I'm directly there and I have a product that's associated with all this stuff. All these market values, as soon as VP says, hey, my power wash is going up 50 cents, Big Zach says, okay, mine's going up 45 cents.
Yeah. I mean, that's business.
That's not what drives the prices up, man. That's not what drives the prices up.
It is.
It's not. It's us buying it, and I hate to say, but people like you who look up to you and see you racing. Let's say you race Proline tires. They want to be like you and pay $70 and pay whatever it takes to be like you. That's what I'm saying. Now, if you went and raced these little, I'm looking on eBay. They got GRP, buggy tires for $35. Now, if you was out there representing that, like, yo, you can get these tires for $35. You don't need to run these Pro Lines or J-Cons or whatever. Now, see, you see the point I'm pointing out here is that it's us as racers. They're gonna charge us whatever we're willing to pay. That's with anything, any product. They're gonna charge you whatever you're willing to pay, or people are willing to pay. And if they're selling this at $70 and people are still buying it off the shelf, that's true. That's not. It's not their fault. They're happy that we're buying that thing off the shelf, and and they can raise it another $1 and we'll still buy it. So
I feel you, but they sell tires to people like us at 25 times what they sell it on the shelf. So
and then if they have to raise and they charge you for convenience fee, just like you go to a ball game. It's you paying the $2 beer, you paying $10.
Listen, so a person like me, or a person like Corey, or even a person like yourself,
okay,
you buy more than one set of tires generally, right?
Yeah.
So
not 12 sets, but right.
Okay, but you buy more than one set. Most people that go into a hobby shop and buy something, they're buying it singular, and they don't buy it all the time.
Yep.
A person who's a basher or a person that is a weekend warrior, they don't buy a lot of tires. They buy 1-2 sets maybe for a month and a half, 3 months. They don't. There ain't no reason for them to buy.
I can go with that. Yeah.
I'm telling you, we directly drive that. That's the reason why J Concept tires have went down a little bit, and Pro Lines went down just a tad. Because they kind of understand it.
They do, but at the same time, there's more competition now. There's Lugs Racing tires. There's Hot Race tires. There's more competition now. You see what I'm saying? Less people are buying their product. They have to make it a little cheaper to interest people.
Yeah.
And what you just said really,
it's true. It's true. And then
it's supply and demand.
That's a good VP. You hit the nail on the head. Now, since you said that, it's more competition.
Yes.
Now,
Blue Ridge.
Blue Ridge. Yeah. Exactly where I'm going.
Hey, bro,
now, it's time for Blue Ridge. Step your game up.
Okay.
I've already talked to Josh.
What's the other race league? MX Motorsports with young lady. She what's her name? Isaac last name.
You're talking about Isaac?
Tanya Isaac, and what's the husband name? Rob.
Right, yeah, Rob.
Ron Isaac. Yeah. They league. That's another. Both of them they promote races too. Those are two more promoters that's out there that's throwing races. And also number one, we got to support our club races and in the hobby shop and stuff like that.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? That's number one, especially when it's like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if we don't, we got to stand for something though. You know what I'm saying? As racists, you know what I'm saying?
I get it. So, but what was you getting at though? What's the point? What's the point right here?
The point is, it is other options, other races to go to, other than just
the big
paying
races.
$150 for AMS.
Yeah, no, there's other big races too.
Right.
Yeah,
there's other big races coming up, and he did say that this is just a trial to try it out, but it's gonna sell out because it's capped to 350, and majority of it is the pros, which they stuff already paid for. It's they locked and loaded, ready to go. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I said, we're gonna have to start using our options. You know what I'm saying? As far as if we don't want to keep on paying these astronomical costs of just entry fees. No, we still got to travel. No, we still got to come home. No, still we got to pay entry fees for our kids to run too. You know what I'm saying?
So just like you saying, think about this. You remember what was the biggest series that's been running in the Carolinas and Georgia in the past like 2 years? What's that series that Brunette runs?
Was that T-Sock or something like that?
Nah, the other one. God, if you want to Southern Off-Road, whatever it is. But that's like the biggest one. There's like a bunch of pro drivers that come to it, etc. Bro, they cutting that thing down from 6 to 4 races next year because club racing's outselling that big racing stuff. Mm-hmm. And you gotta think, man, if you're gonna be outside miserable all summer, spending $60, $70 an entry fee, bro, you got your mind. Like, it's just gotta make sense, man. And I think a lot of it just doesn't make sense. I'm not spending the same money for an entry fee as I can to buy a kit.
It's really up to us racers to not boycott, but like to not go. You know what I mean? And you got these kids coming up. These kids coming up like, hey, let me get those set of tires or whatever. And you're supposed to tell them like, yo, I'm not gonna go because that's just too expensive. You know what I mean? And like I said, just like it's just supply and demand. If let's say 150, and then what if it's only like 150 people come, right? Mainly, and then he'll have to change. He'll have to make it cheaper, right? But if you're gonna if you're sold out, whether we go or not, it's sold out. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? And then what he makes a profit, that's his business. That ain't got nothing to do with us. We're worried about how much we're making in our own job. You know what I'm talking about? And and I try to tell people this hobby's not cheap. It's not. It really ain't. Like I said, I just told you what it cost me to go to a club race. The entry fees, $30. A set of tires. Let's say I would use a set of new tires. $70, that's $100 already, and food and gas, that's another $60, $70 right there, and drinks, that's $200 for me to go to a club race here.
Yeah.
And one day club race, right. $200 and go home the same day, $200, right? So, I don't know, I don't know what to say,
It's ways to
you can save a little bit on the tires, and you can use the tires twice. So let's say you use the used tires. So let's say $35. You mean say you get a set of used tires, $35. That's you use it twice, 2 races, so $35. It's still over $100 just to go, to a club race, and that's including a work day, or let's say if you work on a Saturday, you got to take a whole day off. That's including a work day off too. So.
Like with me going to AMS, I'm gonna have to take off work Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, this hobby is expensive. Now, if you want to get somebody a RC car and just go play in the street, okay, that's cool. That's the cheaper way to do your thing. Now, if you want to get to competitive racing, which we are in, it's expensive, you know.
Okay,
and then when
then
you go,
we need to just get rid of the sportsman and open stuff then.
we can leave that sportsman because there's gonna be people like me that
Bro,
ain't
you
good.
caught me bleed now, bro. You
But
caught
no,
me
what I'm saying is
bleed.
that there's gonna be people like me that's not good and are willing to pay that $150 to go to get that experience, to get that, to, you know what I mean? You know, they
But
have
see,
to keep
yeah,
that
but
open.
see
I mean,
that in itself
They
is
should have the cut out. Go ahead, Zach.
that's
Go ahead.
that's taken out as somebody that competes on the upper end of the spectrum. That takes out your whole argument of it being a just purely for people who can afford it or who can do any of this stuff, right? You can't say, man, it should just be for this type of person or this person that takes it this serious.
No, you're talking about based
No,
on skill. You should only go on skills. I'm talking about going, you know, you go based on your funds.
No, but I feel you. But that's
Right.
in the same aspect. That's like saying this person takes it more serious than that person. If that's the case, then let's get rid of all the sportsman junk, all the open stuff. Everybody just run buggy, and then you could set that 320 people person thing, and everybody just race together.
Well, that's what they got. That's what they got the nationals for. You know, for the top people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But these are just local events, and you're talking about based on just skill. Just go based on skill. I go to have. I pay the money to have the experience and race and be competitive with, you know, with my skills. But that you know, being that is, you're talking about skills, that has nothing to do with how much it costs to go.
Right. That's true. That's
No,
true.
but for me, what I'm saying is you're equating the seriousness of it to the money. Or
it is serious money. I don't know what we've been debating about.
Okay, so go ahead, Zach.
A, B, and C mains, right, Corey?
Yeah.
If you're in the C main, that should be what? That's sportsman class. If you're in the B main, that's open class. If you make the A main, that's pro class.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I said.
But you got
like that.
Let's say you got 300 people in between. It's gonna be a Z main. You know what I'm talking about? It's just too far, too deep in the thing. You know.
Where they run 18 cars on the track at one time.
Yeah, and that's why they capped it. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want them to have all them mains like that. You know what I'm saying? That's another reason why they put a cap on the event. You know what I'm saying? To cut down with all them extra mains. And so on top of that, so 916 VP, you did say you would pay extra for the extra.
I would, if you know, like let's say I went to Silver State, and it, you know, and if it was another $50 to get that extra 20 minutes of race time, I would pay it. I would pay it because that's nothing compared to what I paid outside of that. You know what I mean? Outside of that, you know, I bought 8 set of tires out there. About 8 set of tires, you know, hotel fees. You know, I paid that. You know, I paid, you know, like 4 car kits being just to go out there. You know what I'm talking about? So to pay that extra $50 and feel like I had, you know, the extra time, track time. Yes, I would pay. I would pay, no doubt.
RC Jers, that's what I'm talking about, my boy.
See, that's what Jared said. Jared was like, up north, we do all one level.
But see, that's
no the races.
I get that, but you know, being that it was what was it? I was watching the race where they had everybody mixed to one race, right? So you got the pros qualifying with the sportsmen's and intermediates. You know,
that's kind of like what they're doing at the nationals. It's pretty much.
You know, yeah, but at the nationals, a lot of, you know, I try to tell people, look, when I drive indoor, I drive intermediate. You know, I went straight to intermediate. I didn't went to sportsman because I knew I was a little bit better than sportsman. But if you compare what I've noticed going into intermediate is that the race is a lot cleaner as you move up to sportsman, to intermediate, to pro, to expert, and then indoors, because sportsmen, man, they're crashing. They're not that they're crashing to each other. They're bulldozing. They're not hitting the brakes to slow down, trying to wait for their turn to go around you. When you go to intermediate, it's a lot less of that and a lot more cleaning. And then when I look at the experts, it's a lot cleaner. Where if they ain't got it to pass you up, they're not gonna bump you in the barrel, ram you to get the position. Only when it's there, or if you made a mistake and go too wide on the corner, they're gonna cut the inside and take the spot. So
have you ever ran an e-truggy?
I've never ran I got an e-buggy, but
okay,
I've never.
So this is a loaded question. The reason I ask you that is because e-truggy is literally, you have some of the fastest guys in the country run an e-truck. And then you have some of these slowest people in the country run an e-truck at these events. So you have everybody from ready to run kits to professional, like.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Now, they don't separate these. In e-truck, there's no sportsman, there's no open, there's no pro. It's literally e-truck.
Well, you're talking about when you talk about, let's say, when I was at DNC, sportsman buggy was 85 entries, right? But if you get like an e-truggy where you got like 20 entry, you really can't really break that up.
E-truggy was 85 entries at this last race.
85 entries?
Yes.
And compared to how many? Compared to how many nitro? Let's compare that to how many buggies. It's probably the buggies is probably triple or quadruple that, right? Or double.
I don't know. It was pretty close, I would say. E-truck was like one of the biggest classes of the weekend.
E-truck,
but see the class.
Well, here locally, E-truck, you might get 4.
Oh no! Out here, e-truck is huge, man.
Yeah,
and e-buggy. When I the series race that I'm in right now is called Nitro Nights. E-buggy, we're all mixed together. The experts, the intermediate, the sportsmen. Even if you're a rookie and you don't want to sign up for rookie, you go into e-buggy. We're all mixed together. We're all mixed together because the class is small.
Okay, we talking about the classes now. So, but let's don't forget what the main subject is about the cost. So
yeah,
just say
okay. I just think it's that.
How would you feel if okay, we got Dave put on PNB, SIC, AMS, Southern Nats. He got 4 or 5 races.
Okay.
So what if he turned around and say, okay, I'm gonna have a series, and to enter the series, each race is 150 to enter each series race. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
then again, where's the race's value in that? You got to pay 150 every race. This just a.
Well, the value is that. Do you want to have a chance to compete for a trophy? That's the value. That's the value. If you don't want to compete in the series, then you don't. Right?
I mean, yeah, that's the bottom line. But then again,
it's the same thing as like
what's the payoff? I mean, I just feel like it's not a good value. You paying 150 and then what?
Value.
Thank you.
Everybody's value. But everybody's value and point of view is different. To you, it may not be worth it. To somebody else, it is.
It is. You're right.
And that's the truth. That's the reason why. Like let's say, that's for anything in life.
Yeah, you're right. Everybody's situation is different. Everybody's situation,
everybody's situation is different.
But then again, you want to go to a restaurant and get the value for the price of the food. You want to get a good solid meal. You know what I'm saying? So you want to get.
That's why they got Burger King. No, the truth is that's why they got Burger King, and that's why they got gourmet burgers. That's the truth.
But then you go to Gourmet Burger, then you eat that little Gourmet Burger, you turn around 5 minutes again, you still hungry. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. I get it. I get it. But you know what though?
The burger's more
people still paying
than substance. You know what I'm saying?
You know, so but if we're talking about what we get for our value of money, that's then you don't go.
So you still getting a burger, right?
Yeah, you know what I mean. But then you don't go. So instead of you going to the big races, you can just go race in the front of the street. You're still racing, right? Just you're still racing. But you get 2 buddies or 3 buddies out and race on the street. You're still racing.
All right. So I think what me and Corey are trying to convey is that we, as guys who put a lot into this hobby, right? Who put a lot into the people around us who have kids, who want to grow in this hobby, and who put a lot of their assets into this hobby.
And then a lot of the people, a lot of the people that go to these races are the main ones that go all the time. Like they've been supporting Dave. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, Dave ain't did nothing to me. He ain't did nothing. He put on great events. And yes, I'm gonna support him because he do put on 5 events. You know what I'm saying? He put on great events. But I'm just saying, it's come to a point where you got to give something back to the racers sometime. You know what I'm saying? You got to give them something for their money. You know what I'm saying? These guys come across the country. You know what I'm saying? Other than just track time and switching up the format. Because you can go to club race and just switch up the format and get,
I get it, man. I get what you guys are saying.
Yeah. But you're right. But the bottom line, it goes back to, Go ahead, Nine. Go ahead. Say what you got to say.
If you don't want to pay, you don't go. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Now, to get your money's worth, then you just go local. You know what I mean? If you feel like, if that's where you want, you don't have to go to these big races. I don't have to go to these big races. None of us do.
Okay,
we don't have to do anything.
Let's say you have a kid, right? Let's say you have a kid who is very,
if I could afford to go,
let me finish. Let me say you have a very talented kid in your neighborhood who races on a club race level, who competes with some of the top 25 guys at these events, right?
Yes.
If you're paying that kid's entry fees to go to a race, right?
Yes.
And you're here to help that kid out. Let's just say that you're that kid's one key to the next level.
I got you.
Why should that kid not be able to experience that because it's double what it usually is? I'm not saying that he won't
let me put it like this, right?
Hold on, let me finish. I'm not saying that he won't ever get to experience a huge race. I'm just saying that this ain't the event for him because $150 is $150. He could be running buggy and truggy at the next race.
And the thing, that's a big difference.
I
feel exactly what you're saying. There's a local racer here too that some people I heard they say, man, this kid is good. He's just not going. His dad is not taking him to enough big races, and I get that. You know what I mean? And I get what you're saying. But you know what I mean? No, if let's say you're super talented and stuff like that, right? But you know what I mean? You still got to pay if you want to be known or build a brand or see where you stack at with the top of the people, around the nation. You have to pay. That's what it costs to get in and find out where you stack at, right? So what you just said didn't make no sense to me because if you want to go to a big race to see where you line up as far as the top racers in the nation, you have to pay. That's what it costs. That's what it costs to play, and if you don't want to pay that cost, then that's not the promoter's fault. You know what I mean? That really ain't. You know what I mean? That's just up to whatever your financial situation allow you to do. I want to go see how it's like to drive a Ferrari and all that stuff, but my finances ain't gonna allow that. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
I could be a top. I could be a top.
I feel on that, yeah.
I could be a top car drifter, but I'm not putting out the money and going out to these big races, whatever they cost. Then that's not the event or the promoter's problem. That's my problem. You know what I'm saying?
Like my boy Anthony Wheeler here. They got a track down in Crestview, Florida called BNT. A great facility. Like they had I think it was their opening race, and they had, you know, good. I think the entry fee was, I think like $30 or whatever. But anyway, they had T-shirts. You know what I'm saying? You got all that. You got a value for your money.
Yeah. Well, there's gonna be values, and that's what I'm.
And they got an awesome facility. You know what I'm saying?
What I'm saying is that
like AMS, when you get there, you get you pay this. You pay AMS fee. Okay, you pay the entry fee, right?
Yes.
And AMS, you gonna get a T-shirt and 10 raffle tickets or whatever.
Yeah.
But in the past, see, I know this because in the past I've been to AMS when it was ran by other people. You know what I'm saying? And when they ran it, which is, I know it's not Dave, it's them. Before Dave got it, and when we first start doing AMS, you always got it. Like T-shirts and stuff. You got a T-shirt and you got a goodie bag, because all that raffle ticket stuff is coming from this people that sponsor the race, and all that stuff is free stuff.
I get it.
And Dave is the businessman, and which is smart, and he charging you $10 a $5 or $10 for a raffle ticket for stuff that's really free. He ain't buy that. That's given to him. You know what I'm saying? But back in the day, before they came out with this raffle ticket stuff, which is, like I say, on a business move, that's very smart. Yes.
I get
all that stuff is free. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
that's why
Lance has entered the chat. Lance has entered the chat. What up, Lance?
What I'm saying is that you know, you don't have to go. If you feel like your value, you know, what you're paying, it's not what you know, the value of what you know, and what you're getting back, it's not worth it, then you just don't go.
Yeah.
You know,
what's going on? Yeah, go ahead.
You know,
go ahead.
Don't go. It's really that's what it boils down to, is that
it boils down to that. Yeah.
If you feel like you're not getting enough value for your money, then you don't go. And you know, that's why me and you, we don't go to these gourmet burger shops, because you know what? For what I'm paying $30 a burger, and I'm still hungry. My value is not there.
I'm still gonna be hungry. I'm still gonna want more time. You know what I'm saying?
But we don't go. But see,
shop at Publix and Whole Foods. I get it.
But what the truth is that, but now if we want to ask why are they driving the prices up? It's because people are willing to pay that money. You know, I mean, that's what drives the prices up.
Listen,
if anybody got any opinion,
somebody think, you know,
if anybody got something to say, or if y'all want to talk, man, just I'm about to put this link in the chat box. Click on the link and let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Come on in.
I'm not saying. Look, all right. So here's.
Go ahead, Zach. Go ahead.
I'm not saying that a person shouldn't charge a certain amount of money. That's fine. Make your money. All I'm saying is the niche of the hobby, like the people that we want to keep this hobby going. When me and Corey are 60 years old and we can't quite flick it like we used to, like the kids that we trying to push into the hobby, you know, we want them to be able to attend events like this. You know what I'm saying? And most of the events you can, you know, most of the events are affordable. $80 is affordable. I'm just saying, $158 for me when I'm paying for myself and other people and trying to grow this.
Right. And then on top of that,
let me put it like this.
Go ahead.
So instead of you paying that entry fee, why don't you just go get them a new car? Get them some set of tires. You know, let them have. Cars
and tires ain't the problem. We give them.
No, what I'm trying to say is that the racing aspect of this hobby, it's not really making that type of money.
Big time. What's going? Big time.
What up, bro?
What I'm saying is that
okay, we good now. Go ahead.
So in this hobby, a lot of the money is consumers buying these bets to run stuff too. You know what I'm saying? So, and instead of paying all this money to go into interest fee, they should be, you know, you could use that money to say, you know what, I'm not gonna pay $300 to go to this race. I could just go ahead and buy my son a new RC car.
That's true.
I ain't got no kids, bro.
Oh well, you know, I'm just saying, you know, or you can buy.
I
Big
have to
time.
step into this.
Big
Hey, hold
time.
on,
What
I
you
gotta
go
step-
ahead, Big
I
time.
gotta step
Go on,
into
say
this
what you gotta
because
say,
I
Big time.
like what the one dude is saying, but you gotta understand from a different aspect. That is
Okay.
your opinion to it, not forcing their opinion on everybody else.
No,
Because
I'm not.
I look at one thing is that the fact is that the reason why the prices went up for racing, like it has, is not only on the fact that the promoters trying to make their money, but at the same time, the cost to do the event has went up because of what happened with the pandemic. A lot of things where they weren't open, a lot of the venues were not open. They were not able to make money during that time. So at this time, when they can notice that they can make money, they're going to raise their costs. Like Silver State, Silver State raised their costs because of the fact that the venue raised their costs and had more precautions that they had to put in for the event. So let's get it right in that area. Now, I understand, yes, some of the stuff that's going on with like the 150, some ways I think that's a money grab. Okay, you try to entice people with the fact is that they're getting more track time, they're doing a
Right, Big
different
time.
format, but at the same time, it's $150. So okay,
Bingo.
$150,
Yeah.
$150 to where they can make the same money that if they didn't cap the entries. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's show
Yeah.
the true face to it. Now you said
Okay.
one thing about if you can't afford it, why not go? But the one thing is, if you have a person that has potential, that is a good racer,
Yeah.
definitely you want to be there to show yourself where you're worthy of the fact that you can possibly get sponsorship for that young man or for yourself. So in the same instance, you're saying save that money and buy a kit for your child, but at the same time, you're buying a kit for your child, but that kid is not getting that exposure. So you got to think of it a different aspect of, in the instance of that.
Yeah.
Are you in it for the
I do. Oh, well, I do.
brother?
But the,
Hey, give me the respect. I'll give you the respect.
all
But
right, cool. Go ahead. I thought you was finished. So go ahead.
no,
Go
no,
ahead, Big
no,
time.
no. The one thing is what I say is this: is that yeah, I understand what you're saying in the instance of that, but at the same time, we have to look at the future of this sport, of our hobby. One thing is, you can say that we can go out in the street and race with our friends, but our neighbors, everything is like that. But one thing is, when I go to a race, even though I pay for going to Silver State DNC, it's not all about the racing. It's also hanging out with your buddies from all over the country, all over the world, and having
Yeah.
fun with them, cracking jokes, just being enjoying that whole environment around racers. That's
That's
the
true.
key thing to it right there. That's my biggest thing. It's like RC is like my stress reliever. But when I'm able to go to a DNC, Silver State, or different races like that, and be
Yeah.
able to enjoy it with my friends and do the same thing, I'm in heaven.
Right.
Ty, you ain't lying, bro. You saying the same thing I said, but from a much more mature perspective.
Is it my turn yet? Is it my turn yet? I'm just waiting for my turn.
Go ahead, brother.
No, Big Time. Big Time from the West Coast with you, VP. He out there with you. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it just costs to play. That's what it is. And if it costs you $150 to go hang out with your friends and race with your friends at Silver State or DNC or whatever race, if that's what it costs, that's what it costs. You know what I mean? And if you got a kid that's talented and want to see where he stacks up at the in the nation, it costs $150 an entry fee, and that's what it costs. Right. So if we, you already know what the cost is. If you want to, to build a brand or see where you line up with the top guys, that's what it costs. That's what it costs. So when we step into this restaurant and to this high class restaurant, we know that everything in there is $50 plus. And we want to go and try out this see if this burger is really $50 worth $50. That's what it costs. That's what I'm saying is that, and the truth is the reason why it costs that much is because they can get away with it. People's going to pay whether we go or not.
Yeah.
It's not getting away with it. You have to, just like I said before, the cost for them to do the event has went up. So they had to raise the cost also. So yes, part of it is money grab. Part of it's the factors of
it costs a little bit more
cost of doing the event. Because
yes.
you got to think about different sponsors you're getting. A lot of them are not able to give the same amount of sponsorship like they used to be able to before. So
Right.
you're getting less money from sponsorship, but you're still putting their name out there. But at the same time, okay, a venue that costed you $40,000 before now costs you $60,000. That's $20,000 you got to come up with to make sure this
Okay.
event goes
So
on. So we have to look at those aspects of it. One
okay.
thing is just where the thing that kind of cost up, because I mean this year, DNC and Silver State went up to $100 per entry.
Yes.
Now,
Right,
if I'm
they
sitting
did.
there running 4 classes, that's $400. Now, if I go
$400.
to AMS and I run 4 classes, how much is that?
That's $600.
600 bills.
$600.
$600 bills, that's what I'm
$600.
saying.
No, but hey, that's not including the factors that you're going to get parts, tires, fuel,
Yep.
maybe a new motor you're going to break in to make sure that you're competitive,
Right.
and then
Yeah.
also hotel stay and travel. So you're going to be spending almost a good at least $2,500 to do that event.
Okay.
Easy. So you got to put that in mind. But the one thing is, you raise the price just before AMS, whereas a lot of the other races like DNC, Psycho Nitro Blast, a lot of that stuff you knew the prices months ahead, so you can plan for that. That was like just out of the park, like 150, let's do it.
So let me ask you this: so is it too much or not enough, or because I'm getting two answers from you. One is because the cost went up to do the thing, so they're charging a little bit more. And second is that you're saying that it costs too much because if you got a young one or somebody that wants to just see how it is, it just costs too much. Now, which one is it?
No, you see, you're getting things kind of misconstrued. What I'm
Talking
saying,
Okay.
just saying the reasons why.
Break
Now,
it
the
down.
thing is that the reason why they're doing 150 is because they're capping the entries. So
Okay.
they're not going to have 500 entries at $75 to $85 to $100. So if you capping the entries, you got to make up that income that you're going to miss from all the
Okay.
entries. You have
I get that.
Nitro Blast and like that. So
I get
that's
that.
why they're doing it. But a lot of ways, I just see that wrong doing that. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't see myself paying $600 to run
I
4
get it.
classes.
I get it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, what about the part where you says that let's say you got a young one that's talented and want to get exposed or whatnot, and that's being too expensive. Now, it sounds like there's 2 sides of the coin here.
But see, the 2 sides of the coin is this: if I know that kid got potential, I'm going to my other races that are local. Say, hey, we need to get this kid here. Who can put in? If you get 10 people just putting $25 in, that kid's in for 2.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I
classes.
get that.
So
So
that's what I'm saying. I mean, in other words, I'm saying is that sometimes if a parent by themselves trying to put that burden on them racing and then also having their child
Exactly.
race,
That's what I'm saying.
so and then they're running 2 classes each, so that's $600. So you're trying to make sure your child gets in. He's good. He got good potential, but you want to raise yourself.
okay.
So it's a lot of father and son teams out there. So in the instance
true.
of this, whereas if I see this kid got good potential, I'm gonna try to help him out. Say, hey, pops, hey, we know you want to go. You want to take your son. We're local races. We love it. We love that he's doing this. He's running good. We'll help sponsor him. I'm
So
done
do
with
we?
it.
So should we
I-
have to have a fundraiser?
No, I agree
Into
with that. I do
into a
agree
race,
with that.
into a RC race? Should we? Is it?
No,
Is it
I
too much?
agree totally. If we wanted to, help out somebody that doesn't have the money or whatever, that's helping out the community. I agree with that. What me and Zach was talking about or debating about is that, he's saying, and EKJ is that it's you're not getting your values worth, and based on what you just said, that's what it costs to go to these races. And the period. If you can't afford to go, then you just don't go.
Right. That's real. I give you respect on that one.
You just don't go. And if you got a talented kid,
It's just like this. I can throw something else at you. The one thing that pisses me off a lot of times, I'm gonna keep it 100.
yep.
Roar Nationals.
Mm-hmm.
I
They
never
charge
been to World Cup.
$100 for an entry to go to any Roar Naturals, electric, nitro, on road, off road.
How much is the entry for Roar Nationals? How much is the entry?
$100.
Okay.
The one thing is, but see, the breakdown is this: that where I get pissed off about that, You sometimes get a lot of track time where you get to get on the track, but you know that, say for instance, you got 1,000 people. I mean, you got 500 people at 100 a piece. How much is that?
So you got what? Say it again now.
You got 500 entries at $100 a piece.
That's 1,000.
How much is that?
50,000.
50,000.
50,000.
Right.
Now,
Okay.
let me ask this question. Then the Roar collected $50,000. Why is the track only getting 2,500?
Bingo.
Let me put it like this. Let me put it like this, right? That's their business.
No, it's
Not ours.
No, wait. It's not our business. It's not their business. You got to understand. If you want to go into a world's level to race at a world's event, you got to qualify at NATS.
Right.
You're paying them $100, and then plus paying your $35 a year to Roar to race, to be able to race in these certain events. But then at the same time, you're paying $100 where they're making $50,000, but the track only gets a small portion of it.
True.
And they got to set up the event. They got to put lights in. They got to make sure everybody's accommodated. The track is the one getting shorthanded, but Roar is only buying some nice little glass things or a nice trophy that only cost them $100.
Okay.
If even that.
Right.
And the one thing is, a lot of places have to have Roar be a part of it because Roar carries their insurance. So if you are a member of Roar, you have insurance covering you at that event. So I can understand that part. But you're paying $100, but you're getting $50,000, but the track is only getting $2,500. The track should be getting more. But all it is glorified vacations for all the Roar members. Let's be real.
Okay. I see what you're saying, but what's between Roar and the track? That has nothing to do with us. Whatever, that has nothing to do with us. That's their business. That's them to complain about. For us, that's not our business.
It is our business.
But it does.
You know the reason why it's our business? You know what? You know the reason why it's our business?
It's our business.
It's our business because the fact that if that track only got $2,500 for that event, but they put $5,000 out to do that event, they're at a loss, and then 6 months later they're closing. So we're losing a track.
The thing is that they signed a contract, and that's not them. That's not us. That's them. That's not us.
I get what you're saying, but you're not thinking about it from a whole world spectrum, right? You're looking at it from, these guys are making money. I want to go race, whatever. The rest of it, I don't care about. But in reality, from people that actually understand what's going on,
right?
Well, tracks shut down every day because these big promoters come in, run these huge races, and don't give nothing to the hobby. They take a ton of stuff from the hobby and don't give nothing back.
That's for anything, any business.
But let me ask you a question. A big promoter comes in, they get all the sponsors like me and all different other companies that sponsor them, give them money, right? And then also what they're doing is selling raffle tickets to raffle off free items they got from them. So that's extra money they made. But are they giving back to the hobby?
And if they have the spectators there, they can get that to them. You know what I'm saying? And the spectators just gonna set the atmosphere for more people to come in to, especially if they work together. If these promoters work with some of these local track promoters or something like that, they can have more spectators, which that will basically increase their income. You know what I'm saying? If they work together.
And what they make and how much they make is their business. And truthfully, the reason why tracks are closing is that there's not enough local people racing at them, or practice on them, or racing at them.
I agree with you on that one. I totally agree.
The big events put your track on the map. Yeah, they may cost them. They may got paid $2,500, but they had to put out $5,000 to get this up to par. But the big events put their track on the map. You know what I mean? A lot of these local tracks, I didn't know about it.
I disagree about that because you know what it is, and this is the biggest problem with us on the West Coast. The biggest problem with us on the West Coast is
Hold on,
this.
where are you at in the West Coast?
I'm in California.
Where
I'm
at in California? North or south?
I'm in Southern California. I'm in the
Okay,
Mecca, in the middle of where the
916,
hotbed of
yeah,
most of the
916 in
best
North
drivers
Cal.
are around.
Yeah.
So let me just throw it out here like this. I have in my disposal right now, 8 still off-road tracks. I have a total of 5 of them that are less than an hour away from my house.
Oh, you nice.
So whereas in other parts of the state, they don't have that many. But at the same time, you're saying that they put them on the map. But the one thing that's destroying a lot of things is it does it also on the West Coast. Is that the fact is that people don't want to go and club race because they're thinking about the next big race that's locally going on in your region instead of club racing.
So is that our fault that so is it the big event's fault that the tracks are closing, or is it our fault for not going to these club races that's closing the tracks?
It's our fault because in other words, we're focused more on the regional races or a series or different things like that instead of focusing on a grassroots of club racing.
Yeah, so
I remember back in the day when I raced at Revelation Raceway, club racing on a Saturday night, we had over 150 entries. Club racing.
That's beautiful.
Now you can barely get up barely 5 heats.
Yeah, and so for us to grow the hobby, for the new people, we should be hitting the club races more than.
No,
I hit the club races.
What should happen is
ideally
these big entities that are doing these huge races once a month should really be working with the places that do club races much better.
That's what I just said, because it will help exposure and it will help feed a little money back to the club racers, and then on top of that, you have more opportunity to make even more money because of you always can make double the amount when you're working with somebody. You know what I'm saying? So if they put their heads together, they can make it better than what they even imagine. You know what I'm saying? And that's add a little stuff.
Yeah, but those are the big promoters. Those are the big promoters, and for me, I want to go to club races. I'm in Northern California, right? We got 3 tracks, which is Madera,
Delta,
A-Main, Silver Dollar, and Delta, which is in Antioch, right? And they used to have a 4th track, which is in which was Empire, but that got closed down by E-Clip. I don't know, everybody heard the E-Clip, but I want to go club racing, right? But they don't have club racing here. Either you have a series race or there's no race at all. And I don't know. You know what I mean? I want to support the local and go pay to go do the local race, club race. But A-Main has A-Main does have a club race every Saturday, but it's only like 4 buggy guys every Saturday. I'm not going to travel an hour and a half, over an hour and a half to go race 4 guys. It's not even worth my time. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Steve, y'all let Steve say something. Steve just died.
Steve, what's going on, bro?
Go ahead, Steve.
What's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Go ahead, bro.
About what? What's up? About the whole club racing thing?
No, about the cost of $150 and stuff like that to go.
I'm sorry, but that's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Why you say that, Steve? Why you say
that? Because you gotta. People are already travel. Like most people in our hobby spend a lot of money as is, right? They already spend over thousands of dollars on tires, which is the main thing you want. They spend all this money to have engines, especially backup engines. You don't want to just buy one engine and oh, I'm all good. You want to have at least 2 or 3 engines on you yourself. You just spend all this money and traveling all this way, and you're spending most people race 3 classes. Most people race 2 or 3 classes. So if you're racing 2, that's $300. If you're racing 4, that's $450. Plus you have your hotel room. Plus you have to eat. Plus you got gas. Plus you got tires to buy. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got you're already spending damn near $500 on just racing itself. You still got tires to get. It's just, to me, that's a little bit absurd. But to some people, they're like, oh no, it's it's whatever. I'm like, oh yeah, it's whatever till your bank account gets drawn out. But sure.
They're
Your
gonna
wife
be mad as
put
they're
you all
gonna
on
be
the
mad as
doorstep.
hell when they get
Are
hacked.
you going to AMS? Are you going to AMS?
I will not be. No.
Okay.
They're gonna be so mad when they get hacked, bro. They're gonna get hacked
Now,
in the 30-minute main.
now,
They're gonna be crying.
and I want to ask you this. So being
Okay.
that it's not expensive, do you
Yeah.
have to go or you don't have to go?
I do not have to go. This is a choice that I'd made. So
I understand. So that's what I've been trying to. Well, I've been telling it's a choice. If your funds or if you're you got funds like that, you can go, then you go. But if you don't, then you don't.
yeah, like I mean, to me, like I would go, but it's
If you
just.
had the funds, let's say if you had the funds like that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I
You would-
do. I have the funds to go. I get
like really funds to go, like fun, like when you got major chips and you can go. It's not even a,
But the one
Oh, like it's not even a problem. Like,
yeah.
like would
Yeah,
I
but-
still go?
Yeah.
No, heck no. You will not catch me there. That's
Why?
just
Why? It's
why.
Right.
Regardless of the competition, regardless of racing against the pro drivers, it's just money. I mean, you're. I'm going up to you, and I'm about to spend $450 to race 3
600.
classes. Huh?
600. Oh, 3 classes, 450. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a kit, bro. That's a kit, man.
I'm putting this in a perspective of like anyone that doesn't have the deal that pros have, where they can get stuff for free or they get stuff at a super major discount. You know what I mean? Like I'm putting this in the perspective of like an intermediate driver where they really want to go to this race because it's it's a good East Coast race. And I'm not trying to like bad talk race time of their race because that race is awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we said that from the beginning. Like
Like I'm not trying to bad talk them at all, but it's the fact of like that's like think about how much money you're putting out to just race for what is it 3 days, 3 to 4 days, like Friday,
4
Saturday,
days.
Sunday, 4 days.
4 days.
There for 4 days. I mean, yeah, cool. You're promising us, as much track time as possible, 30-minute mains for pretty much just about everybody. It's cool. Yeah, sure, whatever. I mean, thank you, but it's like no, thank you. That's just I'm just looking at the money factor.
True, very true, very true. And like I said, if you really want to go, you know what the cost is, and it's up to you if you go or not. That's it. Willing to pay for it or not. And and
exactly.
to me, like I said, based on what I did at Silver State and DNC, and and what I got out of it, I would pay that extra $50 to get that 30-minute track time. I would.
Yeah, exactly.
No question about it. No second thought. I would pay that.
Preferably to me, at a big race, I rather set up a schedule where there's more practice, so that then people are like used to the track. And I'm not like for me, I can get used to it within like one practice. Okay. For someone else, like an intermediate driver, a sportsman driver, a rookie, those people need the track time. There's a guys that are spending all that money trying to get to this race. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're the ones that are expecting to like do good, and stuff like that. And then when you go to these races like Silver State and DNC, and I'm not bad talking my bro Joey in the dirt, the dirt crew, they put on really good races. It's just I hear so much about like, only getting 10 minutes pretty much of practice per car, and then very limited time on the mains. If you do bad and you're in the lower mains, you're only getting like what 10 12 minutes. Yeah. So it sucks when people are like, damn, I spent all this money traveling this way. I had unfortunate mishaps. I'm in the lower main. And then next, let's say you do bad in the main too. So now what? You got 20 minutes on that car all week long.
Right.
Well, I calculated it was 38 minutes at Silver State.
Well, yeah. Okay. Well, wait for what? For practice
no, for everything, qualifying, practice, and main. 38 minutes total.
How in the
Gotcha.
world?
That's crazy.
Because I mean, the one thing I don't like about GNC and Silver State is that you get your outro lap, and then once you come out of the line, you're on the clock already. You don't even
Yeah.
know the track. You trying to learn it during a practice session. At the same time, they're trying to seed you. So it's like, man, that's kind of rough. I mean,
Yeah.
I just did. I mean, I give props to one thing. I just did Roar Nats on road nitro. They give you so much practice time where they got control practice like 6 rounds. So you're
Mhm.
getting to know the track, even though I know the track already, but you're getting track time. Then the last 2 ones are doing seeding, and then the very last one of your practice day is actually running with your group that you're going to be running with doing qualifiers. I give
Yeah.
them props on that part. You got track time, but
I was a Silver State, man, and even with 5-minute practice,
mhm.
it was all the way. It was from 8 in the morning all the way to like 10 o'clock at night, just to get
Yeah.
everybody 10 minutes with 2 practice that day.
Yeah.
It's hard to get. If you get 6, we'd be there for
Yeah.
2 weeks.
All
I
right,
kind of.
we got one more person in. Lance, what's up, man? What you got to say about it? What's up?
Hey guys, how are y'all?
What's going on?
Lance,
What's up?
All
How you
right.
feel?
Well, it's 10:30 where I'm at. I don't know what time it is where y'all at, but it's past my bedtime.
We're an hour behind. It's like 9:25.
go to
So,
bed, old
7.
man.
Low.
hey man, hey Lance, you did an awesome job at Wicked Weekend, though, bro.
Thank
Appreciate
you,
it.
man. I appreciate it. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yes, sir. But yeah, go ahead. What you got? What you
Oh,
got,
man,
Lance?
I love the conversation. The conversation's awesome. It's it gives different aspects of everything
That's what
from
it
it.
is.
You know, one thing you guys got to keep in mind for years and years and years as Dave's events have grown and grown, he gets beat over the head for not having capped entries. I mean, how many times have we seen, got to cap these races, got to cap these races? These events are too big, they're too long, there's too much going on.
Yeah.
But there's no rest. And, the experience side of it was becoming quite a bit overwhelming on, with the amount of time that was having to be spent at the track, not, with the quality of event. So he chose AMS to kind of change it up a little bit. But anytime you have, special one-off races, there are huge overhead costs that come in with it. These are not permanent facilities,
Right.
and you're going to cap it. There's only one way to pay the bills, and that's to raise the entry fee. There was a gentleman in the chat that already kind of expressed that. Is it expensive? Yeah, without a doubt, it's very expensive. But not all events are for everybody.
Yeah.
That's
kind of my
one
point,
event.
too.
I know everybody kind of wants to go, and they don't like that the event has changed. But at the same time,
Yeah.
he's trying to be proactive in capping events. But at the same time, you got to pay the bills. If you can't pay the bills, there's no need in putting on the event. But there's a lot of different things, aspects of it that a lot of people don't understand when it comes to the event. Any event, you're putting out $15,000, $20,000 months in advance before a single car or even a single entry has even been taken for the event. You got to keep that in mind. That's a hell of a risk to be taken, and you ain't even taken a single entry yet. There are costs that are associated with starting up any kind of business. And the same goes in RC as well.
No, I get you. That's very under.
That's
Go ahead, buddy. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Zach.
Like I was telling everybody, like I don't agree with the price aspect of it. That's just because whenever I'm looking to do something, it's more or less to kind of build the people around me rather than just thinking about, hey, I want to go race this event for myself. So for me, it doesn't fit, but for other people, it may. And I don't want to sound like an a-hole when I say like that's too much money, but for me, $150 is $150. Les, you've known me for a long time, and I'm as straight as they come in terms of shooting it. But I feel like it's a lot of money. I feel like the track time's good for a lot of people, because some people obviously cry about that, which is fine. But I don't know. For me, it ain't for me, but I get it.
Yeah, and that's respectable. That's there are
Right.
5 total race time events.
Right.
We're hung up on one event here that has a 320 entry cap at $150 an entry. If AMS is no longer for you, then AMS is no longer for you. But there's always Wicked Weekend. There's Southern Nats. There's PNB. There's SIC. There are plenty of race time events, as well as many other events to enjoy from other race promoters or from
Right.
other series
Right.
that are in your area.
Yeah, we talked about that. And then the thing
But-
is, Lance, is like, okay, when we did PNB this year, we was used to, being at $80, from past years PNB.
Yep.
And then we get there this year, it's gone up to $100. And we didn't have no value other than we just racing, 3 qualifiers in the main,
Unfortunately, Corey, I'll be 100% honest with you on that, man. Like somebody had said earlier, that is strictly related to cost to put these events on have increased. It's
Pandemic messed up a lot of stuff.
Yeah, everything has gone up. People have to understand. Everybody knows that anything that has any type of metal, wood, or anything like that has gone up has gone up drastically. Just
it has.
pipe. Pipe.
You
used to be able to buy pipe for $1 a foot. Well, now it's $1.50 a foot. When you're buying 4,000 feet of it, you're like, well, damn, that's a big chunk of money. It all adds up. The equipment rental for 2 weeks now has gone way up. We're not able to rent that equipment anymore for $2,000 and $2,500. That's gone way up. It sucks, but that's just part of life, unfortunately, right now.
But then
Hey, Corey,
go ahead, Ty. Go ahead.
the one thing is I'm scared of is this that where he had to raise the cost because it may be more in operating costs and you're capping it.
Right.
But if he sets it at 150, he gets 150. What does that stop him for all the future other 4 events that he have that he's just going to raise the cost to the same? And then also other promoters are looking at it, or if they're willing to pay it there, we're going to raise our price too. So that's what I'm saying. It's almost like it could cause a domino effect in the instance where, okay, if he can make that money, I can make the same.
Of course, yes, and the truth is, people, if there's people willing to pay that price or pay more, then they're gonna raise the price. That's with anything, any product out here. Tires, I bet you these tires don't cost no more than $5 to $3 to make. But if they can get away with charging people $50 a tire, set of tires, they're gonna keep charging it. And if they can get away with adding $5 more on top, and people are still buying it, they will. It's just basically, it's just the way it is. Any product out here, they're gonna charge as much as they can.
Mhm.
Hey,
Any
guys,
product.
I'll
And
catch
if
you
this,
guys later. I got
and if anybody's willing to pay, then that's that's it. Now, if we band together, as racers and RC enthusiasts, and saying that these guys are charging too much or it just costs too much, then we have to band together and say we're not going to go. We can go to other events or that's cheaper, and that's how we fight back as a collective. But if you got us, but then this and it's going to be sold out regardless if they of what we do, that that's not going to change. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the bottom line.
But the only thing is that I noticed within the last few years, I've been in this hobby for a very long time. When prices start going up, a lot of the sportsmen and intermediate drivers start dropping out.
Yeah,
Because they're like, okay.
That's what I was going to get to.
In other words, local club racing is not what it used to be. The thing that you're trying to do is go to the bigger races or a series, and it's costing you more to do that. Then all of a sudden you're like, okay, why do I want to do this anymore? You lose that zest for it.
Yeah,
So it's just that we have to find a happy medium between the both. Now, one thing is, like I said, in Southern California, club racing got a resurgence because of the factors of everybody wanted to go to the track after the pandemic. You were sitting there chomping at the bit, like sitting at home. But once the first track opened, oh, you had entries for club racing.
Just that's a really good point
Right.
on that. But at the same time, I would like for everybody to keep in mind these are your cream of the crop, your elite events. They are the big events in our nation, really.
Mm-hmm.
They're on par with your War Nationals, with your DNCs, with your PMBs. All these are your big key or marquee events. Are these events are they tailored more for the sportsman drivers, or are they tailored more for your elite top pro drivers? Yes, there are entries that do support that on the sportsman side, on the intermediate side, open side,
Mm-hmm.
however you want to look at it. But these are your cream of the crop. These are your top events. And if you're getting in that point in a sportsman level, like, hey, I want to see if I can advance a little more in this. Unfortunately, you're going to have to kind of pay that price to be able to race with the Drakes and the Tebows and the Cavalieris and the Mayfields.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to pay up to do that.
But when is the point where these elite events, when are they going to
it's a really
into the hobby? When they're going to put it back into the hobby? You know what I'm saying?
Really hard balance. I can tell you for a week, Dave bounced back and forth on entry fees, on all that. It's a gamble. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what will not work. I can tell you the conversations that he and I had were like, well, what happens if this doesn't work? Well, his exact words, well, then I'll just lose my ass and I'll go back to the way that it was. But at the same time, he has to try something different. Mostly because how many years has the race promoter, how many times has Joey been beat up for not capping events? Dave been beat up for not capping events.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as soon as he does cap an event, he gets beat up for it immediately. It's coming from both directions on that side of it. So,
well, to me, I think that it's the big elite events, or the big events. That's not. No, that's just something for for the racers and stuff like that. But for bringing people into the hobby or stuff like that, that's based on our local region and our local club races and our local track and how they're promoting it. The big races ain't got nothing to do with bringing the new people in. Well, they do, but it's the local people that's only part time. That's part time, or that they only do it on once every month or something like that. It's these local tracks and hobby shops should be promoting that and bringing people to the hobby. As me every time I meet a guy with an RC, I'm like, yo, then we can go to the spot right here. We could bash and have fun and stuff like that. That's how you bring to the hobby. People. That the big race ain't got nothing to do with the influence. What they do, but I'm saying not as much as it should be. Like the local racetrack should be attracting the new people.
How can the local racetracks attract people when there's so many big races that people are focused more on the big races and not club racing? So in other words, when a local track does a club race, you only got 45 entries or 30 entries.
Yeah, but
the truth is, the local tracks are trying to focus on that, and they're trying to push it through. Can I
go ahead, Ty? Go ahead, Ty.
Go ahead,
Ty. Go ahead. Ty.
They're trying to push for that, but it's a lot harder. And reason why I'm going on that aspect of looking at it, when I first started racing, there were only about maybe a handful of major events. DNC, PMB, Southern Nats, AMS. Those were like the handful of events. But now you have almost 20 some big events. You got Long Star Challenge. You got the Builders Cup at up north. You got DNC, Silver State. You got PNB, Wicked Weekend, Southern Nats. the AMS, all these races now where people are just aspiring, they want to go there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a give and take. But also then you got your local series where they're going from track to different tracks.
Yes.
So that's some things that are taken away from those areas of club racing.
Okay.
I mean, I give you a good example. Revelation Raceway, where I race at now, they took a series, said no, we don't want any series race here. All we're going to do is club race. He took away series racing, that where a series came to that track to race.
Go ahead, 916. Go ahead.
Well, the series races do bring out people. Don't get me wrong, because it's a trophy race at the end of the series. So that's one. And to be honest, the 6 months that I've been racing, I've probably seen about 100, 150 guys that total locally that race, right? And out of that 150 people that that I've seen once or twice, maybe some I've seen all the time. Out of the 150 people, I can really tell you maybe 20 at most is going to the big races all the time, or only race at the big times, at the big races. But what I'm saying is that what about the other people? For people to come out for like I said about A-Main, I don't want to drive up there because it's only 4 guys racing every club race. Now, if there was like 30 guys and you got a decent each class you got like 9 guys that you're racing against, it'll be worth it. It'll be more fun instead, if you get what I'm saying. So
I feel you.
What I'm trying to say is that we should be supporting the local races and stuff like that, and the series race when it brings a lot of people. That's what, to me, when all this, I'm excited when I see a lot of people. I mean that you get to meet new people, and then you're racing, and there's and majority of the races I'm out here, there's only an A main. Once or twice I've I've been in the B main, and there's a B main where there was a possibility where you could bump up to go to the A main. That it's boiled down to me, it's the local people that if they want to support the hobby, they need to show up to these club races, make it fun, make an environment out of it, instead of going to A main and see 4 guys. You know what I'm saying?
I respect that. That. But one thing, I respect what you're saying right there. But then at the same time, I see the aspect of a lot of the races that are up north from where you're at are coming down here to race. The Robinsons, the Wilsons, the Vucovic's. So they're coming down here to do a certain series or bigger races, and I see them on a regular basis, but they're not up north. Or sometimes where Delta is turning away people from actually racing on their actual track because they want to keep it at a certain scale. So you run into those certain areas.
Yeah, you do. And the Robinsons, they cool. They cool. And the JBRL series, that's a pretty big series down south. And I wanted to be a part of it, but it was just too far of a travel for me. Like, no, I don't want to. And most of the tracks down there are down south. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in my area. So that's the reason why I said I can throw a stick and hit a track.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm just saying that for us to build the hobby, we need to build our local racetrack by showing up to the club races, showing support. You know what I mean? Because and the big races, people do go, and a lot of people go, but there's a lot more people that don't go, that does go, and that the people that don't go should try to promote and support the local track, and that's what brings the local people in, and the new people, the young kids, the up and coming, to inspire them to come out and be in this hobby.
Yeah, but I mean, one thing is the reason why I say like what I was saying before. We get a lot of young people that come into the hobby within the Southern California area, and they love the hobby. They start racing, but then all of a sudden they're at the track hearing other people talking about, oh, we're going to this race, we're going to this race. All of a sudden they're hooked where they want to go to those races also.
Yeah.
So
it costs to go.
It costs to go, but at first they're gung-ho about it.
Yeah. Well, y'all, like I said, man, I'm gonna go and cut this off, y'all, and I just appreciate this was an awesome debate, and I just appreciate all y'all coming in and chiming in and just saying what's on your mind. That's what all of this is about, just to get opinions out, and maybe from this we can come up with a better format, better way to do races. So all this is all good. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, again, this is nothing to to slander or talk bad about Dave, because I truly enjoy Dave events. I truly enjoy Lance, the announcer that's on here with us, and I just appreciate y'all coming in. But I'm gonna go ahead on shut this down for the night, and y'all just go to my YouTube channel EKJ 24,000 and subscribe and hit the thumbs up. Like I said, I appreciate all y'all, bro. I appreciate you coming in, Lance. So
Yeah, man. Thank you guys. I hope y'all have a great night.
Hey, Lance,
And we'll
you do
see
a
you at the
wonderful
next
job.
one.
I love listening to you.
real talk.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night, y'all, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
Later, man.
Later.